You know, the U.S. housing market has a powerful regulator meant to keep everything stable. But who's checking up on them? Well, we're about to dive into their annual financial report card. And believe me, the results have some huge implications for the entire economy. Let's get right into it.
So, the big headline here is pretty incredible. The Federal Housing Finance Agency, you'll hear me call it the FHFA, just aced its annual financial audit. We're talking a perfect score. No red flags, no major problems found. At all. And get this, it's not a fluke. This is the 17th year in a row that they've gotten a thumbs up. It's what's called an unmodified audit opinion. In the world of accounting, that's like getting an A+. It's the gold standard, a clean bill of health.
Now let's talk about the wording here, because it's super important. The auditor, that's the Government Accountability Office, said they found no material weaknesses. A material weakness isn't just a small mistake, it's a serious fundamental flaw. So finding none, that's a huge vote of confidence in how the agency manages its finances.
Okay, so we've got these two big names floating around, the FHFA and the GAO. To really get why this perfect score matters so much, you've got to know who's who in this whole process.
All right, first up is the FHFA. This is the agency that got the report card. Think of them as the top cop for the mortgage world. Their whole job is to make sure that system stays stable and doesn't go off the rails.
And when I say major players, I am not kidding. The FHFA is in charge of overseeing giants like Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac. These are the entities that back a massive chunk of all U.S. mortgages, which makes the FHFA's role as a supervisor absolutely critical.
So, who watches the watchers? That's where the GAO comes in. They're the independent, nonpartisan watchdog for Congress. It's their job to make sure taxpayer dollars are being handled correctly, which gives their clean opinion of the FHFA a ton of credibility.
So how exactly did the FHFA pull off this perfect score for the 17th time? Well, let's crack open the books and see what the numbers tell us.
All right, here's a quick look at their balance sheet. On one side, you've got their assets, so what they own. That's about $518 million. Then you've got liabilities, what they owe, around $319 million. You do the math, and what's left is their net position, a really solid, nearly $200 million in the green. This chart makes it super clear how they operate. They brought in almost $425 million in revenue, mostly from the companies they regulate. Now compare that to their costs of about $181 million, so you can see they're operating with a pretty hefty surplus.
And here's a really cool little detail. That revenue doesn't just pay for their own operations. It also funds their internal watchdog, the Office of Inspector General. It's like a self-policing system, all paid for by the industry they oversee. Pretty smart, right? But look, these strong numbers aren't just about bragging rights. They are the fuel that powers the agency's real purpose, which is way, way bigger than just balancing a budget.
The FHFA basically has two main jobs. Job number one, make sure the whole housing finance system is safe and doesn't fall apart. Job number two, help make housing more affordable for people. And it's simple, right? A financially strong and stable agency can do both of those crucial things much, much better.
Okay, so a clean audit for a key government agency. Why does any of this matter to you? Let's connect the dots and see the real-world impact of all this.
Yeah, it all comes down to this, doesn't it? What does a well-run regulator actually mean for the housing market that affects pretty much all of us?
I love this because it shows the ripple effect perfectly. You can think of it like a chain of confidence. It starts with that clean audit, which proves the regulator knows what it's doing. That gives us all confidence that they're keeping a close eye on the big guys. And all of that, at the end of the day, means a safer, more stable housing system for you and for me.
So let's be clear. This is way more than just some dusty government report. A clean audit is a huge signal. It's telling us that the ultimate protector of the U.S. housing market is in great shape. And that's a really reassuring thing for a pillar of our economy.
So it looks like the foundation is solid. The system's guardian is strong. Which of course leaves us with the big question, right? With that stability in place, what's the next massive challenge we have to tackle to finally crack the code on housing affordability?